official NRL Fantasy Podcast.
How good, the gang's back together.
Let's do it.
Official NRL Fantasy Podcast. I'm Paulie G, Luke Seifleet, and the returning Andrew Moore.
That's right, mate. That's right.
Good to see you.
Just in time for Origin.
Origin 3.
Origin 3, Joe Chan. It's just all looking up for Paulie G. Tigers win.
Tigers win, that's right.
That's
probably
mate,
tell.
It's the holy
the
trinity
YouTube.
for Paulie right there.
Smiling assassin, they might call me after Sunday. I tipped them as well.
Oh, there you go.
So
No, unlike you to tip the Tigers.
What's the old broken clock saying?
That's right.
anyway, we've got to talk fantasy because that's what we're here to do. And let's start with what we think in regards to Origin and what the fallout will be for the upcoming round. Luke, Penrith have only named their Origin players in the reserves. Are you worried?
Nah, because they got to win.
They need to win.
Right.
So well, mate, you just saw on the weekend, Sunday, again, respectfully, a gimme game for Roosters. They've dropped one, which they probably would regret it. Now
might hurt them.
Well, they're out of the 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might hurt them.
Well, that's all it takes. It's like Penrith are literally only in the 8 because of the draw they had.
They can sniff a top 4 too.
Yeah, I know
with
that.
With the Warriors, like kind of.
Yeah, but to Paulie's point,
Yeah.
if you punt a couple of these games,
Yep.
you're out.
And the Eels, they're not pushovers anymore. Like they're playing well.
Not at all.
Playing well.
The reverse, though, we thought maybe Payne Haas might not get named.
Don't get me started. Last time,
But he's been named.
I know that's. Yeah.
I don't. Well, I'll go early. I don't think he'll play.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
That's my gut,
That's what I was thinking last
Yeah,
time.
but this time there's more.
I know, of course.
Last time, in your defence, they were in a really rocky situation, and they
Yes.
they really couldn't afford not to play him.
Yeah, I know.
But this time they're actually cruising.
He needs to back. He needs to
They
be able
need
to.
to owe him a game to get him some time off.
Yeah.
He needs to.
How many buys have they got going into?
They've got the round 20 bye.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
So he can, if he can somehow play this game, then he gets a nice rest. And they play the Sunday, their last
And
game
also
of the
the
round.
flip side too, you get him 2 weeks off as well.
But if he can just
I'm
somehow
just saying, but you can get him 2 weeks. I think Magic
Wednesday
really.
to Sunday, then he still gets a week and a half.
Yeah.
I think they can beat the Tigers.
Not that I doubted him.
Oh,
Not that
onwards.
I doubted him, but yeah. I think I'm not going to doubt him again.
He's too important to their campaign.
Exactly.
Something happens to him, they're gone.
What's
That's
going to
true.
happen in Origin, Andrew?
The Blues are going to win. Easy. Fix up their discipline. Thank you, Blues. 2 in a row. They are, decided in Sydney. Sell out. I'm going to be there. I'll be telling them what to do.
Autographs?
Autographs, if you want, yeah.
I'm going to
photos?
be there too.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Double
I'll be
rating
there.
right
I'll be there working though, not like him.
there. Yeah, there you go.
I'll be having fun.
Okay, well,
I mean, I'll be having fun too.
any questions they get on the show today, just hit him up there.
Yeah.
Half time.
Wouldn't be the
just
first
go
time.
for it.
People have called me out.
Just
I
don't
told
look
you
him
you're a
in.
popular guy.
Just don't look him in the eye. He hates that. He's a bit of a diva.
It's not true. Luke, which way do you think the game's going to go?
Oh, I've seen this movie too many times. I want to agree with Andrew. I think they should win comfortably, but it's like 95 all over again for me.
Ooh.
Again, and also too, condolences to Cameron Munster's
Yeah, of
father.
course,
That's
of
going
course,
to. I know that's going to play a factor. He could have the game of his life.
Yeah,
He already played pretty well in
I'm
game
just
two.
saying.
If he can find another
if
level
there's
from
one
that,
guy,
wow,
if there's one guy,
very proud
New South
Queenslander.
Wales don't have an answer for it.
Yeah.
he's,
Everyone else, I think they match up with well.
Yeah.
It's just him.
Yeah, for what, like Luke said, for what it's worth, condolences to the Munsters.
Yeah, that's right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I think you got to factor that in too. I think they're going to be galvanised by it.
Yep.
That real.
Yeah, they love him.
It's going to be the real Queensland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never say die thing. So.
Get your questions in because we're going to answer them after we do the previews for round 19. But let's get stuck into it, shall we? First game of round 19 is the Sharks v the Dolphins Friday night footy. And this is an important game for both sides because the Sharks have dropped out of the 8 now. And the Dolphins are at the bottom.
For different reasons, Paulie. It's an important game.
Yeah, I think now we're getting to the business end.
Well, the whips are going to start cracking now, yeah.
Every loss is almost counts as double, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
someone's going to be hurting after this one. Not many fantasy relevant players in this, but a lot of people still sticking with Fanua Blake.
Yep.
Some still sticking with Nico Hines. And then on the other side, the very happy Dolphins camp if you own Katoa and Farnworth.
Yeah.
So they're going great.
I'm expecting big things from Fanua Blake this week. I think he'll play big minutes.
Yeah.
And I think he'll go quite large.
Hope so.
Well, the Dolphins, their forwards are quite decimated, so he should
Yeah.
do pretty well this week. And the Sharks are a good team. They just, I mean, it's really surprising where they are sitting on the ladder.
Mate,
They're a good team. Yeah.
Kurt Donahue, still at lock.
Still at lock, but
He's going to get big minutes when you look at that pack and that bench.
Back to Mullers' part. It feels like to me that, like, you know, we've talked about the last couple of weeks. Every team's kind of had their like hot seat moment. I feel like this is theirs. It's their turn this week.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I'm with Mullers too. Like, I think AFB is going to stand up. The question for me with the Sharks is who's coming with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they need Cam McInnes.
I think
playing both big
I could see a
minutes.
scenario here where AFB gets a 70, 75, and they still lose.
Well, if you put him in at his average 55 minutes, the predictor comes out with 55 points.
Yeah,
so
I
if
think-
you're saying 70 minutes, he'll probably score a 70.
Well,
Based on that
we
matchup.
just saw last week what happened on Sunday. Nafua White. Did anyone predict Nafua White playing 74 minutes?
Yeah.
We said he'd have a good
Unbelievable.
game. Shout out to Presto.
Well,
Brad Preston's
I'll have
brought
him.
in.
I know,
You've owned
it's
him.
a
I brought him in.
it's a copycat lead though,
Yes,
right? Lots of people are
that's
trying to do the Terrell May thing now.
Just a bit, save an interchange.
Save an interchange.
Yeah.
And the smart thing to do, obviously, is have a vice captain in your first game. So if you own Herbie, that's an easy one. And if you own Katoa but not Herbie, I think it's still an easy one.
Yeah.
Just vice captain one of those two, get it out of the way, because we could see a bit of movement as the round progresses.
I don't mind
with Origin.
vicing for Noel Blake.
Yeah, just get someone that playing.
It's a like,
They should all score well, right?
Yeah.
like you two said, mate. It's a massive game. If they drop that game, I'm telling you, look out, because they need it.
Yeah, the drum will start beating.
100%.
Yeah.
They need it for their season. They're already 10th. Like, who would have picked the Sharks being 10th? At this
Especially
time of
over
season?
over the Origin.
Over Origin period too.
Okay.
I've picked them every week. Yeah.
Lock in.
Yeah.
Let's talk Knights v the Storm. It's Saturday afternoon footy. A host of injuries for Newcastle, but they do get Leo Thompson back from suspension. That will help. But Luke, everyone was talking up the fact that Jaden Brayley would start getting 80 minutes. Well, he can't get it from interchange 14.
Again,
That's where he is.
again, not to pull the curtain a bit, but like we were worried about this. We said
It was a
that we
pretty
were
quick
wor- we
switch. Great score 2 weeks ago.
were-
Score.
The two factors we were worried about: will Crossland stay at lock, and will
Didn't
Brayley keep starting? If he keeps starting, I'm
Yeah,
all
happy
for
days.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the problem is, and again, it's almost the reverse of the other game we just talked about. Poor old Newcastle's can't take a trick.
Well, are you starting to worry of owning any of their players? Your Pierce Pauls, your Lucases?
Well, again, Lucas just a flesh wound. I mean, he's just
Is he?
he
Is,
keeps aiming up.
yeah. How's his scores been going? Is it like I haven't been really keeping an eye on him.
Mate, he's Mr. Reliable. You can't get rid of him like that. Again, even Kai Pierce-Paul, Mr. Reliable.
56 on the predictor this week, but I do start to worry if Newcastle, if they can't get a win here, and it will be a tough game, if they can't get a win here, they're starting to really lose touch with the chance of making the 8.
Well, they were struggling for
I think-
points.
I think-
They
I
were
think
struggling for
Pierce
points
Paul's not
with
there next
Ponga. You know.
A bit
No
like
Sharp, no
Yeah,
Pong.
no Sharp, no Ponga. It's
a bit like-
best is awesome, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yep, but he's back, obviously. Marju's named.
They need
That's
a
good.
they need a W at home. They really do.
Yeah.
Tom Young back in Knights colours. What about Melbourne? They're naming all their Origin, or most of their Origin stars.
Extended
on
bench.
the
Yeah.
Extended bench. So is that just wait and see? Or, I mean, I'd be shocked if Cam Munster lines up in this game.
Again, I think it's really going to be predicated based off of the result.
Yeah.
They could be coming off a high. Imagine if they win.
Yeah.
They're coming off a high.
Well, they're already in
They
New
feel
South
good.
Wales.
They
They're in New
feel
South
good.
Wales. It's a couple of days.
Yeah.
I just go straight there.
Stefano, the only one in the 17, and he's in the bench.
And now with Dogs losing, there's an opportunity now. too.
massive opportunity.
Yep.
Massive
You get
opportunity.
a top two finish, man. They're in a
Look
prime
at the draw of
position.
everyone. They're, as you said, they've got
Yeah.
a prime spot. Jerome Hughes, another good score. Like, he's just going from strength to strength. That was
Glad I picked him up.
that was a great
Yeah, it's a
pickup.
good pickup.
Alessia Katoa. Same.
Yep, another one.
My God, how good is he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Another one.
He's so good. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was one on both of those guys on my buy planner, but I just had too many injuries. Ran out of trade.
Ran out of trades.
Ran out of trade
And
story.
shout out the hard luck story for those that own Pappenhausen, particularly those that might have brought him in and got.
I think I
popped.
said pick him up.
Well, we didn't know.
You didn't, mate.
Learned to know.
You can't blame yourself for that injury. He'll come good this week, though. He'll get a good score.
I think so. Let's talk the Dragons and the Roosters, and both teams coming off very close losses. So Valentine Holmes has been named for the Dragons, and then the Roosters, well, a host of changes. Billy Smith back from injury, Sam Walker back from injury, and then you got the likes of Toya, Watson, Collins, Crichton, also coming back from Origin. Leniu, Rick Radley's also back at lock.
So who's partnering Walker in the halves?
It will be Savala.
So, there you go.
Yeah, good player, dude.
Yeah.
Savala, except for that one little mistake which led to the West Tigers try. He had a very good game.
Yeah, great game. Yeah, he's a good young kid.
And then you Dragons, I mean, there's people out there that own Damien Cook. It's going to be a tough round. You might have enough numbers to bench him because you might have Aaron Clark and you might have 3 other mids because Clark, of course, could move to mid if you're a Cook owner.
I think you'd be very brave to leave him out this week. I don't think Fano's going to leave him off too long.
Well, dare I put the devil's advocate, Andrew? Would you play a Cook over a Payne Haas? Do I do it to you all over again?
No, I'm picking Payne Haas.
Yeah.
I'm picking him. I'm sorry.
There's a way to loop where you could have Clark.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way I'd do it. Yeah.
Because the Broncos play last.
That's the way I'd do it. Yeah.
So if you own a Tavanga who's on bye, you could slip him at hooker and then try and weight that the best way. But again, you've got to be careful because you've got to look at where they're named in their first spot, because otherwise you could loop the wrong person. We've seen that happen already.
Well, we've seen a few controversial ones.
Controversially, but when you go back and you look at who was listed on the first spot, like Lucas listed edge first, not centre first.
Yeah.
It's a critical mistake you can't really afford.
So you got to be very careful if you're going to try to really double loop there. You might just have to make a call.
It's an interesting game, this, I'm telling you.
Nuffo White had a good game, but I wonder with Radley back, does that eat into his minutes, Luke?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And
They might ease Radley into it a little bit, but still, like, it's a lot of minutes. It's a lot of minutes last week, so.
Jeez, it's a massive game because it's so important for the Dragons, but at the same time, all the Avengers are back for the Roosters.
Well, isn't Nwangane Tawaze better in the centres or on the wing?
I think he's better on the wing.
So he's back on the wing.
It's better on the wing, yeah.
And then is Savala going to take a hit now, Walker's halfback?
Maybe Savala does most of the kicking for now. I don't know.
He might kick goals.
It's a new halves pairing, so we don't really know.
So hold him.
Well, I think
hold until further notice.
I think you got to see it 1 week, right?
And for Keddy owners, people brought him in last week as a bit of a cheaper option to just get a number for round 18. Well, they're cheering because he beat out Egan Butcher for the edge spot.
Yeah,
and rightly so too. He's been playing well.
Yeah, I picked him up a couple of weeks ago and been very happy with him.
So much talk about the Roosters. I can't go on until I ask about Angus Crichton. Are either of you thinking of owning him for the run home?
Yep. I think Crichton and Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
watching him closely.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Watson.
Yeah.
Because if they have a big game, they could be good trading targets over the next
100%.
couple.
If you got them.
So
just save your trades if you can. Cowboys v the Bulldogs. It's the 7:35 game on Saturday night, and I thought North Queensland were a little unlucky, Andrew. I mean, they had the lead over the Storm there, and they just couldn't hold it.
Well, Storm just showed their class, composure, even as not many people that all the people that were out, they still just found a way. Like Nick Meaney, amazing. You know, like
everyone's talking him up.
Yeah,
saying, is he going to go to one of these new clubs?
Yeah,
be a fullback because
he was so good.
Like he could do it.
Katoa, like awesome in the air. Yeah, it's just those little bits. Like it meant so much to Hughes to go up there and beat the Cowboys. You just saw how pumped he was for that win. So
Drinky had a good game.
He had a good game. Yeah.
Purdue not so much, Luke.
Nope.
Scored a screamer of a try.
Didn't get enough ball. Just didn't get enough ball and opportunity.
He's getting a lot of demerits as well. It's
but also too, they just didn't give him enough. Bit like Mark in the other game. He got ball when he needed it, and
that's the difference.
Again, Joe Chan was on him. He should have been getting the ball every time. He could have run around him every time.
We have Dearden inside him this time. That will help.
Yeah, that's right.
That'll make a big difference if Dearden can get through Origin. And then for the Bulldogs, well, again, I mean, it's hard for me to ask this question as a West Tigers fan, but is Galvin hurting this team?
No, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I just, like, it's teething problems. Not even problems. It's fine. It's going to be fine. Like, he's a gun player. I'd love to have him in my team.
Where do we
Like
go?
any team would.
Where do we go fantasy-wise? Like Matt Burton now, it feels like you can't go there. Preston had a very low scoring game. A lot of people brought him in.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
It seems like if he's not scoring tries, he's not putting
Yeah,
up
but he'll
very big
score tries.
numbers.
He's a weapon. You're right. That's all right. You can't. That was an abomination.
Yeah, they just like they put up stumps early. Like it's fine. Like they'll be fine.
As a Manly fan, how many times have they done that this year? Where they've had a healthy lead and have just.
Yeah, that'll do now. Like
The
they're
Bulldogs
fine.
are supposed to be.
Okay, but that's more the question, right? What are your expectations of this team the rest
Well,
of the year?
I think the expectations should have been high, but
To
now I'm worried.
win the comp.
Well, if they're bringing
Well, is it for-
Galvin halfway through the year.
But
Yes,
if I,
they're
but
thinking
if
they
I
can
asked you
win it.
before last weekend, what was your expectation of Dogs be?
Yeah,
Grand final?
I think if you're a Bulldogs fan, you're trying to win the comp.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
they've-
just as a
See,
neutral.
I've got them the tier low.
Well, they've got that thing. They've got the defence for it. Maybe they didn't have the attack for it, and that's where Galvin comes in.
That's right.
Jacob
So could-
Pearce.
Yeah.
I mean, are you worried about him playing hurt? He scores
He'll be
fantasy
fine.
points regardless.
I've actually got a hot take here. I think again, bad news with Montoya. I hope he gets better, but I think it actually helps Graz now. I think
We can
Graz-
go back to the right.
He's going to have to bring the ball back
Yeah.
with more metres now.
And he had a
He's-
week-
He's going to have to bring it back.
We
a
didn't
lot.
play last week. He probably won't play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
All things being equal, so like maybe bit of week off will be good for him.
Montoya's is a very low key big loss for them because he starts their sets so well.
Be worried
With-
if I was a
with
Bulldogs
interest.
fan, and I'm worried. I think the Cowboys win this game.
Oh, that's like I'm not going to go that far. If they do lose that game, there will be questions.
Yeah.
Warriors v the West Tigers, and what about that win last week by my boys West Tigers? And they did it without a lot of their stars. They get them back. Jerome Luai's back. Apasai Kolisau's back. So all things are looking up.
Okay, well there we go. Nothing to worry about, eh?
It's a tough road trip though to the
Oh.
Warriors, but they've got a few injuries.
got
Like
some-
Metcalf
yep.
out, Shans Nickel-Crooks
I think you'll be
out.
tipping him again. That's what I think.
I might.
Yeah, I think you will.
might.
I think you will.
Yeah, that's definitely on the
They're back.
cards. It is important that Tuapiki and Watene Zelezniak are back for the Warriors. Capel only named in the reserves. He's a big in if he can get through Wednesday unscathed. Aaron Clark, I look at this team and I think he's still going to get big minutes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fisher Harris should get big minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
Has to, mate.
Without Barnett. Yeah.
Look at their bench.
Yeah, I think
Has
so.
to, mate.
And Tanner Boyd, it's a shame that he did too well last year because his price is just that wee bit too high.
Oh, mate, it's sickening for Metcalf too. I mean,
Yeah.
he would have gone very, very close to Dally M this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very close.
Andrew, I need to ask you about Latu Fainu.
Yep.
If you
And why
missed
did Manly
him-
let him go? Anyway, carry
Well, I
on.
was thinking more why, if fantasy coaches let him go, not so much why, but let's just say they did.
Yep.
Can you still pick him up this week?
I think so. His break even's
Still cheap.
is quite cheap.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
And his break even's quite low. And he showed what he can do against the Roosters.
I think if you've got enough trades, you can almost get him and move on from King Tonga.
That would be the
a lot of people would
easy
have
move.
King
Yeah.
Tonga, him,
Yeah.
Fogarty,
That'd be the
Hughes.
easy move. Adam Dewey owners, they would have brought him in last week, and now he's back in the centres.
We warned it. We warned everyone though. We warned.
Could be
everyone
worse
about
though. They could have brought in Jack Bird. He didn't even play last
Yeah.
week, and he was locked in, right? Because most people went Couchman to Bird,
Yeah.
and the Dragons played the day before, so the Bird trade couldn't be reversed when we heard the news. Oh, he's out. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was some sort of stomach bug. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
there was whispers all like about 3 or 4 days out that he was going to be out.
But that was in a different, unrelated matter.
Yeah, I know.
He ended up being out.
Something else, yeah.
Bug.
Well, that's even more.
So
That's
they
even
say.
more. That's even more concerning. But yeah, just unlucky. But again, not to toot their own horn, we did warn about that.
You don't want too many West Tigers players anyway because they've still got a bye to come. So
Yep.
could be at a stage where you're very, very low on trades.
Yep.
So Tigers to win.
I'm not sure yet.
Well, how much?
Okay.
I
Well,
have to analyse the data.
Okay.
More data.
All right. Okay.
Let's talk the Eels and the Panthers. It's the Battle of the West. It's always a great matchup, and we should see, well, we may see Penrith players coming back from Origin. None of them have been named in the starting 17, but they are all there in the reserve. So, Andrew, what is Coach Ivan Cleary going to do here?
I think depending on how they get through Origin, I think they play.
Okay.
They play. Like we were saying it earlier, they need to win. They need to keep winning, and the Eels, as low as they are on the table, aren't a bad team.
Does he switch it up a bit? Does he say, well, Brian To'o's been having niggling injuries?
Maybe he misses out, but like Cleary,
Martin.
maybe like they get to a certain.
They can, yeah.
I wouldn't be captaining Cleary.
Edwards, Yo, you
but
think is safe?
I think they're playing. I think they're playing. They like Cleary gets to a certain
They
point.
can cover tall.
Exactly.
It's not a gimme game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame for Parra that Mitch Moses is still out. I think they might have been hoping he'd
But the
come
thing
back
is,
early.
again, this goes back to what we were talking about before with like South. Dean Hawkins just does a job for him.
Yeah,
He
yeah, he's
kicks
very
to the
solid.
corners.
Very
That's
solid.
all. He just manages
He's good. And he's
and
good.
allows everyone. And that's why they've kind of come good lately. They're just kind of all doing their role. So they're not really a pushover anymore. So
Luke, what are you doing with Kitione Kartonga? Because he just keeps on performing.
well, he's another fantasy barnacle. Every time we think about getting rid of him, he gets a 50,
good.
55.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't flick
I
him.
think he's a hold now.
Hold now for sure.
So, Paulie, I wanted to ask you this. So, with Parra not having any buys left and Origin now being over, what do you think about Lomax going forward? I'm seriously
He's
considering.
pricey.
Yeah, I mean, look.
So if you were
Tim
to-
Blake got him earlier in the year and had him as a nice pod for a little while, but I just worry with teams that are out of the 8 when you're picking guys up that you're not going to be able to trade out because you're not going to have trades.
If Moses was there, I'm all for it, Andrew, because I think he's
Well, I think
he's going to put the kicks up.
But I
for
think
him.
I just think like him, Moses not being there, it's like on him.
Yeah, it's fair.
Do we
I was
need-
like, I'm like seriously considering Tarpanay to Moses, Lomax.
I
Sorry,
think I'd hold Tarpanay.
I don't know, man.
No, it's a fair question because
I love Tarps, but like
a lot of people
too
watch
many-
this
he's
show,
got
too many buys.
two buys,
Yeah.
and his price is going
a
down.
lot of people are going to trade him. So
Yeah,
that's fair. I just don't know if it's to Lomax is the question.
Well, I need a wing fullback anyway.
need a wing
Yeah,
fullback.
like a
Kiraz?
Because a lot
I've got Kiraz, I've got Teddy, and I'm just looking for that
One
third.
number 3.
I've
'Cause a
got
lot of- yeah.
Tommy. I just like I don't know.
Mark?
I like the I don't know. I just like his consistency.
a lot of people are going to
Kicking
get out of
goals.
Tarpanay to Yo.
Yeah.
So
Talon De Silva, what's going to happen there? Because he's been named at 14.
Well, I think he'll get plenty of minutes, won't he?
yeah, he's going
Sure.
to be bought in. I reckon he's going to be bought in very heavily this week.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to get at least 50, 55.
Yeah. They didn't buy him to sit on the bench.
That's
mate.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
They need to start. They need to start with that spine now. So.
Yeah.
Get your questions in. We're about to answer them. First, one more game to get to. It is the Gold Coast Titans up against the Brisbane Broncos, the original Queensland local derby, or Southeast Queensland local derby. And some interesting team selections by Des Hasler, Jalen de Groot on the wing,
Yeah.
and then, of course, David Fafita coming back via the bench. So
What's happened to Khan Pereira?
he's in the reserves.
Yeah, I know that, but what's doing?
I'm assuming
What's
he's
doing?
injured.
What's
Has he
doing?
been injured?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Well, again, fact check me someone. I'm pretty sure, but
off season.
man, he's just try scoring machine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, his strike rate it's crazy. I saw a stat that I couldn't quote it.
maybe
but
he's
it is
injured, I don't
crazy.
know, but
It
he's
is crazy.
I can't believe he's not in this team.
Yeah.
Jaden Campbell's back. A lot of people bought him and then he missed. Got a 10 and then 2 weeks off. So that hurt. But thank goodness he's back.
Yeah,
need him.
they need him, and I dodged that bullet, thankfully.
No, I didn't. Went right into it.
Ran right into a headshot.
How are we thinking about Tino for the run home?
Yeah, look, I'll be watching for 2 weeks and then I'll be considering. But I'm a bit loaded in the mids. That's why Angus could be a better option for me.
I don't think it's even. I don't think it's about that. I think you can't have enough mids anyway. Mids are just killing it this year.
Yeah.
I think it's more about your take you said about the previous game. Is that if
Yeah.
they do lose this game, they're going to lose a lot of will.
Yes. Yeah, another team that,
They need a win.
how do they play all the way through to round 27
Yeah,
if finals is not mathematically possible? They're set.
especially with that rumblings around Desi as well. It's like, are we like? Yeah, it's tricky.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they just again they're a perfect trap team because you don't know again that them Manly and like who else am I thinking of? Someone
That's
else.
why
but
I
like,
can't get both.
You can't pick it. Yeah, well that's going to be a
It's
problem
fine
now
if
too.
you've got him, but
Well, did we talk about it?
yeah, because
on the
Fafita's
bench.
on the bench. I mean, you
Don't.
think you'll take Randall's
Quite
minutes?
possibly the most damaging
Vermont
back
will
row
just
in the
switch
comp,
sides.
and he's done it again.
Or he could play centre.
Isn't that where all this chat started though? Because he wanted to play on his preferred side.
Yeah, both Vermont might end up playing centre.
That's
Don't.
you've got to really worry about that now.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. He's so good, Bo. I love him.
I know, mate, but
It's good if you own him, but I think if you don't own him you might just say,
He's
you know
like
what?
Jake though, mate. He's too much of a nice guy.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
what I don't think he put. I think he go. Oh, I'll play wherever.
And that's the way they footballers should be.
Style. You and Aiken style. There's another shout out.
Yeah.
Even Talis Duncan, people only
100%.
And Duncan got away with it though.
He got
Two
away with
last
it, yeah.
minute drives.
Yeah.
Wow. We need to talk about Brisbane though. Obviously, Reece Walsh at fullback, Katapani just keeps scoring tries.
Good pick up now.
Shibasaki
Long range
back
tries too, yeah.
with the start of the year. Shibba. Well, they might be saying that all of Queensland might be doing the Shibba song if they win and he scores the match-winning try.
Oh, let's calm down.
And meanwhile, up front, Payne Haas named in the number 10.
Yep.
That's
Well,
what I wanted to see.
this game will single-handedly ruin people's fantasy round.
It's always the last game. It's always the last game.
This is Jaden Campbell 2 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, dear.
I mean, this is what happened.
Why do they have to play last?
Because I'm telling you, if he
It's a 6 o'clock Sunday to...
again, I'm going to put it on the line where I don't think he plays. And that's
So six-
and that's going to leave a lot of people with 11 or 12.
6:15 Saturday will get a cut down of 19, so that will help for 3 of the games beforehand. So, problem is, unless you own a Fisher Harris,
Yeah.
Just stay glued to your phone,
or you
guys.
picked up Isaiah, but I don't know if anyone's going to do that anymore with him named at 23.
I think they will. As I said, I think.
And are you picking up Yo and not playing?
I think Mullers is spot on. I think it's too important of a game. They have to.
Like, they might get a spell if they've got a
He might
lead.
play 80 minutes.
Yeah,
but
they're playing.
There's people
They're
out
playing.
there that might only have 2 mids now that Toby's down, Colomatungi's on by.
That's why I'm saying. I think a lot of people, as of right now, pre-trades, are going to be on 11 or 12. They're going to be on 11 if Haas doesn't play.
It's a nightmare scenario where you'll have Cook, maybe, right, in your reserves, with Tavanga
Yep.
holding him, and then you got Clark, who
That's right.
where are you going to put him? Are you going to move him up to hooker? Well, the Warriors also play on Sunday, so maybe we'll have some Payne Haas news by then, so you can move him into mid if Haas has been ruled out. But if he hasn't been ruled out, you probably just got to roll the dice that he's going to play
Bingo.
and play Clark at hooker, unless Cook just has a blinder, and then you can make Clark your looper with Haas.
Yeah.
That's probably how you have to do it.
Buckle up. As I said, that's going to dictate what mood people are in at 8 o'clock at night, I'm telling you. Because it'll be making... Like you 2 weeks ago, you were filthy.
Yeah, I was. I had a good feeling I'll be less filthy this.
Well,
this
it's good.
Sunday.
That's good. That's all we can ask for.
After the Tigers win, his fantasy team's going well.
Shout out
See?
Jet Ski as well.
Yeah, Jack Kashevsky.
Mate, he big score again.
The Polish guru.
Mate, he just delivers every time he gets thrown in there. Big
What a
score
score.
again.
What a score. Should have held him.
100%. So, yeah. Anyway, buckle up.
Let's get to your questions, shall we? We should have some humdingers this week. Charbs is here, Purdue and Tarpanay. What do I do? I've got 6 trades left. Do I sell both? I've got 13 this week without using trades.
Go for it, Charizard.
You reckon even Tarpanay?
6 trades.
I
I'd go
like.
for it.
I'm
Go
off-
for it, Charizard.
Again, love tarps, but I'm off tarps.
I would not.
Go for it,
I would not do
Charizard.
that. Purdue, I'm fine with.
Get Yo.
Adam Stanich need a mid this week. Yo, Watson, or play Fiketti and wait till next week to trade. I like the idea of playing Fiketti.
I like paying for Ketty. But yeah, looking at Yo and Watson, I'll be looking at them.
Don't think about it. Don't overthink it, guys. Get Yo.
Yeah.
We do this every year. We just
He's
try.
not
We,
been named.
I know, but if he's named, just get him.
Hubba Bubba, what's Chris Randall's minutes look like now for Feeder's back? I only took 15 off him because he plays a bit of hooker with
Yeah,
Verrills. He
yeah.
always goes off.
Yeah, it's
So, and he
it's-
could play a bit of lock. Tino might play less minutes.
Well, Floggy's in your same position, Hubba, so it's tough. We have to wait and see.
If you got enough trades, you're probably flicking Randall, right?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm worried.
He's not an end.
I'm worried for Fermor here.
Paraboy 44 straight, swap Tavanga for De Silva. That's an interesting one, Andrew.
Yep,
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
a lot of people have tossed that up.
I don't mind
Just
it.
to save some
Yeah,
cash.
yeah, a lot of people have tossed that up. That's a good shout, Power Boy.
Probably wait a week. I want to see what
He's a
Eels are doing
Paraboy
with De
though. He's a
Silva.
Paraboy. He wants to get on.
Is it next week?
He's an ex-Tiger, so he's like off to Silver. No, thank you.
What did Benji say? They didn't want to
to be here.
Ross Lapthorne, lads, last trade. Should I bring Cleary back in for Burton? Go Marky Mark, go Dewey. Well, I'm worried about the Bulldogs, so I don't mind that. But maybe I'm just feeling a bit of non-Bulldogs
Well, maybe-
love because they've got Galvin and we don't. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I think Cleary is, but I think Burton's staying at 6, right? I think that
For now?
No, come on.
Well, he didn't play there last week.
Nah.
Yeah, because Critter. Anyway, I think the long-term solution is going to be Galvin at half, Burton at 6, but I still think Cleary is probably the better option.
Yeah.
I'd be
I'm all for that. But
Just got to wait because obviously Penrith we won't know if they're going to play.
well, not to put you on the spot here, but again, I think Cleary does fit Paulie's top 10 profile because he's basically done the calculations the top 10 players to have for the run
like
home.
number 2, I think.
He's number 2. So there you go.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Not breaking any news with that one. Daniel
Yeah.
Dimitrievski, what do we think about Boyd at 7? He should be doing all that general play, kicking,
Yep.
blocking. Well,
Yes.
I always like him as a fan.
I think he's a very tidy player. He's a very tidy player. And-
He needed to be about 80k, 100k cheaper.
yeah, but like we had a look at his price, and I
He
don't
could
hate
be a
it.
very sneaky pickup
Yeah.
if the Warriors forwards are humming.
Yeah, I don't hate it. He'll do all the kicking. He's got a good kicking game.
Yeah.
Spud Webb, good to see you, Spud. You guys bringing in Angus now that Walker is back, provided he gets through Origin. I'm keen on that idea, Spud.
Yeah, I like it.
Great profile picture too.
I'd be doing it sooner rather than later. I think he's way underpriced. We saw what Eli Kato has done the last month and then skyrocketed in.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah,
right?
I've been neglecting my back row, so I think I need to.
Especially after last
him
week's
now.
debacle, get him now
Yeah.
because they're going to be fired up.
Ian Tweedy, I'm looking to go from Campbell and Purdue, Curran to Yo and a wing fullback or centre. Wow, jumping off Campbell.
Oh, it's
wouldn't
going
do
to upset you.
Is Katapani one to jump in or do I hit a Lomax? Well, there you go, Andrew.
I like Lomax. I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. I'm a believer. I think he's going to, get a lot of base stats and every now and then score a try.
Is there a way you can just go Purdue and Curran to Yo and a cheapie? That's
Yep.
what I'd do.
That's what I'd be doing. Got to get Yo somehow.
Keep Campbell. He's too good. Chris Adams, does O'Sullivan take points off Katoa? Well, that's a good question, isn't
I
it?
think
We
he-
should have brought it up in the Dolphins chat.
I think he will, but I don't think it's going to matter because I think Katoa's running game's too good.
We need an uptick in his running game and a couple more tries. He's done plenty of try assists. And that'll make up for anything.
He's just hit that period where he's at peak confidence. He's just backing himself every time he runs the ball now. So
I don't. Yeah, I know. I'm not. I don't think he does at all. I think Katoa's fine. I think he'll be fine.
yeah,
Just he's probably a guy you're happy to hold, but I'm not sure if you bring him in.
yeah.
It's me, 7557 Colo to Eli Katoa, Tarpanay to Yo, and Ponga to Watson, Stafford Toa to Karapani, and then 4 trades left. That's a lot of trades to use this week.
I like it though.
Yeah, you can't take him with you, mate.
Well, again, not to
I'd only use 2.
disclose it, but we are a bit concerned about Kenyon.
I'd keep one of Colo or Tarpanay. I wouldn't sell them both.
But I think if he's got the trades to do it, I can see why he's
I
going
know,
for
but
it.
why you
Live a
it's-
little, Paulie.
No, can we have a devil's advocate
Okay.
here? It's me has done a great job having 12 or 16 trades left. Why burn them now? You got guys. Colo and Tarpanay are keepers to the end of the year, and you're going to burn them.
I don't think Tarpanay is though. I don't think he
Isn't it
is.
a guy you get? Isn't it a guy you get?
Again,
back?
like
Isn't it
I'm
a
not.
guy you get
Again,
back?
I'm not doubting him, but I just think like Ricky's going to start. He's going to start managing the
You're
roster.
bookmarking, aren't you?
Can't wait for our post-season.
Yeah.
You're
He's
bookmarking,
gonna
aren't
start-
you?
Remember when you said Tarpanay wasn't a keeper?
Oh, Paulie, I don't know if
I
I'm going to play that game,
But
Paulie.
you know as well as I, everyone's off Tarpanay. It's not just you. Everyone's off Tarpanay, right?
Yeah, but only
the
off
whole
it-
fantasy
I'm not
community's
like.
off it.
Again, I love Tarp.
I know.
And it broke my heart to trade him, but like I just think there are other options at the
There's a
moment.
lot of people in the top
Yeah.
1,000 they're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And
Just the buy scammy. His price is
It doesn't
going.
mean they're off him. They're going to bring him back.
Yeah, I don't know.
can't waste 2 trades. Not this time.
I'm getting trades soon, Paulie.
Those ain't going to go by like that. You
Yeah.
can't. What did you say?
Can't
You
take 'em
with you. There
can't
you go.
take 'em with ya.
That should be the name of the episode. Can't take them with you.
Terry Evans need an edge or centre. I've got Herbie White and Lucas already. Well, Fiketti could be interesting if you want a bargain buy.
And we're off Bo, are we?
No,
Bo
not
could
off
be
Bo.
interesting.
But we
I
just,
like Bo.
we just have to see what the Fafita effect is this week. Because again, he hasn't had Fafita bothering this whole time.
Angus Crichton just get in early.
Yeah.
I like Angus, Terry.
That was good.
No, it was good. It was very sharp.
Very sharp today.
Good behind the sticks there, Russo. It was good.
He's done it again. Should listen to his show. Thursday Arvos as well on the radio. And far as we're concerned, well, make sure you're on NRL.com for State of Origin news, views, analysis, highlights, all the rest of it. We're going to be
We're getting out there early. Yeah, get on early.
brilliant.
In-app stories is going to be amazing.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out our in-app stories yet, well, what are you doing? Because everyone that does loves them. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback around the community about them, so just do that. And then, of course, next week, Fantasy, it's on. We get 8 trades. I'm expecting double, maybe triple the amount of questions. I think it's going to be one of our
We'll be
biggest
running.
shows
We'll be
of the
running
year.
downhill, Paulie. Let's do light.
Take them with
If
you.
you're gonna,
Ian.
if you've come to one more
Love that
show
one,
this year, it's the Tuesday 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's right.
Next Tuesday, 15th of July. Be here or be nowhere. You got to do it. And meanwhile, Luke,
Light at the end of the tunnel,
Andrew,
guys. Let's do this. Go the Blues.
myself, Paulie G, shout out for Origin, whether you go for Blues or Maroons.
No.
Make sure that you are watching minute 1 to minute 80. We will see you again next week. But from the studio, it's bye for now.